I
is
like these a little better than mine.
all right, you guys. Come on in. Come on in. All right. So today we are going to be interviewing a UPS truck driver. So for those that are wondering how the process works for UPS truck drivers, be sure to check out this live. All right. Also, you guys know I have Miracle next to me. Be sure to
Hi.
subscribe Miraculous Miracle, as she has great conversation when it comes to sisterhood combos. You guys, again,
Yes.
hosting on Miracle's channel as well. So be sure to go ahead and follow her and stay connected. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and call our person we're going to be interviewing today.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and call now. Just a second. Right. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Are you able to hear me? Okay, perfect. All right, so we are on the air right now, and I'm going to go ahead and ask you for your name. So, what is your name? Okay, can you hear me now? How about now? Can you hear me now? Okay, all right. So, I'm going to go ahead and ask you some questions, okay? So, first things first, go ahead and let everyone know your name. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and take you off of here. Just a second. All right, can you hear me now? Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, what is your name? All right, Danny. And what is your position at the UPS? Okay, and for those who may not know what a feeder driver is, what is a feeder driver? All right.
Wow.
Now, what prompted you over to working for UPS?
Right. Hmm.
Now, how long have you been driving for UPS?
Good question.
And how long have you been driving tractor trailers? And how old are you? Okay, so you're 37 and you've been driving trailers for over 15 years? Oh, 16 years. And you drive for UPS. Hello, everyone that's joining the live
Hello.
on the live right now. And we're interviewing him because he is a UPS tractor trailer driver. So, also, I have a few more questions for you, Danny, okay? So, when driving for UPS, now, what are the requirements for hiring individuals off the street?
That's right.
So, when you say they're real meticulous, what are they looking for?
Right.
Now, are they picky on the actual years of experience that you've been driving, or do they
No,
not?
not at all. It's not necessarily the years of service of driving. It's just basically they take all of those factors I just named and they just add all of those up and go and just put those together and just go from there. Like I said, I mean, clean record for the most part, clean record and clean MDR, good job history, and that's about it.
Now, what is the starting salary for tractor trailer drivers at UPS?
When I first started with them, it was the base pay. It was $30 an hour, and to now, right now, I'm at 33.
And how long did it take you to get to 33?
It took me 2 years.
Now, how often are UPS issuing drivers raises?
If I'm not mistaken, I think that I think they give you a raise once a year, but when you get there and you're there for 4 years and you reach progression, top out at I want to say $47 to $48 an hour.
Now, after 4 years, is that when you top progression? So,
Yes.
when you became a driver for UPS, did you have to go through extensive training?
Good question.
Their training because they want you to do it the UPS way, but I mean they put you through like little train. Like if you come off the street, they put you through little like things basically to test your skills. But if you're going through, let's just say, feeder school, they put you through a school. But to answer your question, I mean you don't go through the feeder school if you hire off the street if you got experience.
So, when you mentioned feeder school, is that for individuals that were package car drivers and are interested in
Yes.
driving tractor trailers now? They have to go through feeder school?
Yeah.
Now, also, I have another question for you. So, how
Mm.
long was your training?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think at the time, when I started, I went through training for like all jobs, they put you through a 90-day process. But as far as training, like being with the actual trainer and doing all learning things the UPS way, I want to say it was about 3 weeks. But you have to take
Wow.
consideration. I came off the street with with adequate experience.
Did you have a probationary period?
Yes, the
Question.
period was 90 days.
Now, what happens under this probationary period? How crucial is it at UPS to make sure you
Right.
follow everything properly?
It's highly crucial. I mean, that's your vetting process. It's highly crucial. I
So,
mean, you got to make sure things are done right. You got to basically, no mistakes are made. And one thing about UPS, they meticulous on attendance.
Right.
They're
so
highly meticulous on attendance. You know what I mean? Like if you like 1 minute late, you're late. Like I said, they're strict on attendance.
So, if you were 1 minute late in your probationary period, what will happen?
You will face a disciplinary. They'll say something to you about it. But I mean, they won't necessarily fire you. But at the same time, I mean, it's not a good look on you. In your 90-day period, if if you got 1, 2 absences, I mean, it's not a good look on you. They'll work with you and they'll ask why, but
Yeah.
What is a fireable offense?
well, a fireable offense for UPS, honestly, is union, so it's kind of hard to fire you in a sense, But if you have a wreck, or if you got bad, prime example, and what I mean by bad attendance, a lot of call-ins, a lot of not coming in, a lot of if you have that a lot, I want to say your third one, and after that, determination process, into the termination process.
Now,
Mm.
if terminated for your attendance, will the union be able to bring you back?
Depending on the circumstances, yes, they'll be able to bring you back.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
what are some things you dislike about driving for UPS?
First and foremost, the layoff. On the board, seniority, getting laid off. I mean, because it's like you go in there, you basically going in, walking on eggshells, and you going in with uncertainty because you don't know if you're going to be working the next week, or, you don't know if it's third to Wednesday, Thursday, you don't be working. And it's like, it's kind of hard to, keep things above water, if work.
So for the first 4 years, every tractor trailer driver will experience layoff until they make progression.
Yes, yeah, you must.
Now, how long are these layoff periods?
They vary. I mean, they could be for a week. They can be for 2 weeks. Heck, I mean, to be honest, they can be for 9 months.
So what do you do when there's a layoff?
Right.
Just go and get another job. But they do give you the option when you are laid off as a feeder driver. They give you the option to go and work the hub, and go and work in the hub and basically be a package handler. So you have that option. It's in your health care and your benefits.
Now, do most individuals actually go ahead and opt in and work in the hub?
Some do. Yeah, some do. You got some of us that do, and you got some of us that gotta go find another driving job.
So, if you were to work in the hub, will you be having your still driving salary?
Right.
You get paid your hourly rate. You do. You still get paid your hourly rate that you make. But the only downside to that is when you work in the hub, you're only doing like 4-hour shifts. I think if I'm not mistaken, you could pick up like 2 shifts to complete 8 hours, but it's not the same as when you out there shifting or driving.
So, what are some things that can improve on with the driving sector for UPS?
Say that again.
What are some things that can improve with the driving sector for UPS?
Well, with the driving sector, again, I mean, the layoffs, getting laid off.
Is that the only downside?
Yes, it is the only downside.
Now, I know you just mentioned that you were a part of the union, which is Teamsters. So, how is Teamsters union?
Right.
Okay. Do you want my personal opinion, or do you want me to give you a
We want the truth.
Yeah, we definitely want the truth.
Okay. Teamsters, they really ain't worth a damn.
Okay, so why is Teamsters not worth it?
And I say that based on the fact that the people that are supposed to be union stewards and union reps are on the side with the company. And it feel like they're fighting for us, but they're not fighting. It's basically like your lawyer going into the courtroom, basically going against you because he's siding with the judges and the prosecutors, and he know that it ain't gonna go in your favor. So he just gonna check and just say, hey, whatever. I don't feel like they do a good job representing us. The layoffs. I feel like we don't have a benefit package to when we are laid off. I feel like that could be better.
Right.
So, how would you guys go about raising these issues with the union to where they can actually readjust the contract to where you guys can actually have a more better experience, especially when you haven't made progression yet?
In that case, I mean, the best thing you could do is pick up better work, pick up more work for us to do. Find work that can cover every driver that's on the board. I think that they could do a better job of, giving driving jobs out to contractors. Like we have a sleeper team division as well. That I did that for a little while, and now all of a sudden it's a lot of runs being cut because of this new contract. Like if you go into a UPS hub, you'll see a lot of contractors in there. You'll see a whole lot of contractors in there full of UPS trailers out of the yard, bringing them into the yard. They're using using more contracts now more than ever.
So why do you think that is?
I mean, it's cheaper rates. Big companies, they all about saving money. They multi-million-dollar companies, and they all about saving money. Basically, I think it's a money issue. It's like a money grab. They can find them to do it cheaper.
Right.
So is that one way they actually put you guys in the layoff portion is because they'll rather go ahead and pay contractors for less than actually
That's
have.
part of the problem. Yes.
Mhm.
So do you think that would impact UPS in the future because of this?
Yes, I think it will. Yes, in the future.
Because with the I've
I think
noticed.
it could be a time. I mean, I hate to say it, but it could possibly be a time to where UPS could be like, you know what? We don't even need y'all feeder drivers. We just gonna use these contractors.
Right.
Do you think
That's
it
just
would get bad?
mhm.
I would hope not. But and with the way the way UPS is going, it's kind of feels where, man. Hey, I don't put nothing past. You never know. It's just so much it's uncertainty and just being it's so much unpredictability. That you never
Right.
know.
So do you feel like working as a feeder driver is chaotic at times? Is it stressful?
At times it is chaotic, and it is stressful. Like I said, just based on the fact, with the layoffs, it's much, But also, I think that as far as country wise around the whole country, it also depends on what hub you're out of. You got some hubs that are doing, that are doing better than some. Prime example, you got the Kansas City area, which is called the Great Plains area. We got a total of 3 terminals. You got Edgerton, Kansas, you got Lenexa, then you got Kansas City, which is down on James Street. And between them 3 terminals, it's about 550 drivers.
And is that just to them a little bit too many drivers?
Well, I mean, I would say maybe more than like probably so. Yes, that's probably part of the problem on why things are. But I mean,
And what is the time frame notice they call you if they need you to come in to fill in for someone while you are laid off?
Oh, they need you to come in for someone. Like if it's Monday and they need you to come in that Monday, they'll call you at 8. They'll call you at 10, 11 o'clock and say, "Hey, come in at 1400." I've also had a time where they called me and told me to just come to a spot.
So basically, they're just giving you guys short notice and not being very considerate of your time.
They give you short notice. Yeah, this is when if you laid off, like if you laid off and they say, hey, can you come in and cover this shift? I mean, the notice could be like 3-4 hours. But it is short notice.
And what do you enjoy the most when driving for UPS?
Well,
Right.
benefits. I enjoy the benefits. I mean, more than anything, the benefits are highly beneficial to me.
And how are the benefits?
Oh, they're great. I mean, basically, they're real good benefits. Example, like I had a surgery that I let me see, December 22, I had a surgery that cost me over $100,000, and all I paid was $100.
And how much is your insurance deducted from your payroll?
They don't deduct insurance from your payroll. It's free.
So UPS gets free health insurance.
What?
And it's top of the line insurance from what you just mentioned because you had a
Right.
surgery and your deductible was only $100.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how about the 401k? How is that?
Now the 401k, I think it starts at your 90 days. I think it's good. You put in what you want. Through the website, you can basically put in whatever you want. They'll match it.
Do you?
They match it up to, I want to say, 7%.
Oh, wow. So they're matching you guys at 7% after your 90 days for your 401k.
Uh,
That's awesome. That's really good, actually. So when it comes to health insurance, were you given health insurance day one?
no. Well, no, you don't get health insurance day one. I think once you hit 90 working days is when you get your health insurance.
Okay, so after
when you get your health care benefits is when you work 90 days, 90 punch
So, how is peak season as a tractor trailer driver at UPS?
It's busy. I mean, that's about. If I could just sum it up in one word, it's real busy. I mean, as far as you get the hours easily. I mean, it's just real busy. And, it's just always a frenzy. People in and out. And it's like they need the manpower because they have certain package car drivers that come over and help in the yard as well. Or come and help on the feeder side for peak. When peak is up, they'll go back into the package car.
So, how does package car drivers help out the tractor trailer drivers during peak season? How does that work?
It's. I mean, they help them. Well, basically, in my opinion, and what I think is, I guess it helps with the manpower and as far as working in the yard, because I mean, you got so many trailers coming in and going out. You need people to move those trailers.
So the package car drivers are actually moving the shifters in the yard, moving the trailers around?
Yep.
Now, what are some reasons individuals get fired as drivers for UPS quite often?
Quite often, I think the number one reason I see drivers getting fired is attendance.
Mm.
Attendance, and second, it would be like, again, wrecks, hitting stuff. If you hit something, if you tear the truck up, stuff like that. But those are the two main things, like accidents and, attendance.
So the first time you ever have an accident, that goes against you and you're terminated. There's no exceptions.
Dang.
So it depends on the severity of the accident. If it's just something like you hit a pole, that's
To ask you something, sis.
you get up to
Get drug tested, like, if you're a driver.
Okay, and so Miracle wants to know.
We froze up.
Stuff. So how often were you guys getting drug tests as feeder drivers?
And feeder is done randomly. You can't take a pinpoint on, hey, it's done, this amount of time. And, if they want to test you 2-3 times, if they want to test you twice in 1 month, they will. It's random. And, you never know when you're getting tested.
Wow, it's just a drop of the moment type of situation.
Yeah, it's just a drop of the moment type of situation. You'll come in there and just say, hey, we need you to come up to the office real quick. And they sending you for a random drug test.
Now, do you have to bid for a work shift as a tractor trailer?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You can bid for a work shift, depending on your to sign up for a job. You will get it depending on if somebody with higher seniority doesn't sign up for it, or if they don't want it after signing up for it. But you do have to bid on jobs.
So, were you able to bid on jobs?
Oh yes, I was. I was able to bid on jobs.
Now,
but every time I bid on the job, it was always somebody with higher seniority that would always come, that would get the job before me, or I was, or you would pick a job out. You would pick a job out, and like I said, somebody would get it. Somebody else would get it with higher seniority.
And would that make you unassigned or not having a permanent work position?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
If you ain't, basically, yeah. Like overall, yeah, you would be in the unassigned category.
And I know you said you ran local and non-local routes, and you talked about the sleepers team. So how does that work at UPS?
What you say? Say that again.
Yeah, so I know you just mentioned how you ran local runs as well as non-local runs, but how was the sleepers team, and how does that work at UPS?
I like to sleep. I love sleep team. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I love it. Just based on the fact, again, you don't have management, micromanaging you. You don't have to worry about, safety managers or own road managers. watching you while you're in the yard or anything of that matter. I mean, you basically just you and your partner in the truck and y'all running the truck. You know, you basically got more freedom.
So when you're driving a truck on the road with a partner on the sleeper runs, is you and your partner, and is it that he's driving and then you're sleeping and then vice versa?
Yeah.
So the truck never stops.
Truck don't never steer. As a matter of fact, truck never gets.
Oh wow.
Truck never gets shut off. The truck is rolling. So you know that truck is running. If anything, you know, you might stop during your shift. You might stop for your 30-minute break. You know, for your meal, you might stop for that, and then you got right back on that road. Or you know, it's two reasons that truck stops. Is the 30-minute break, like I just stated, and for you and your driver to switch out. You know, and during your switch out, so the way we used to do it, you know, when we got to our, you know, switch out point, you know, more than likely it was always another truck stop. You know, we would take a shower and then, you know, the other driver would take over.
Makes sense. Now, how much were you getting paid as a sleeper team driver?
As a sleeper team, I was getting paid by pound. I believe I was at 72 cents a mile.
Oh
because
wow.
I'm under progression.
So you were getting 72% a mile.
72 cents a mile.
72 cents per mile at 100 progression?
At non-progression.
And how were your off days?
It depends on the sleeper run. You got sleeper runs that run Thursday to Sunday. I mean, you had some that run Monday to Friday. You had some that run Monday to Thursday. You know, Tuesday to Saturday. I mean, it varies.
Okay. Now, what are some things you dislike when working on the sleeper team?
I mean, it was nothing I disliked about running the sleeper team because I had my freedom.
Oh, so Jordan asked this question. Jordan wanted to know, did he mention if he came in as a trucker or was he ever at the plant? So Jordan, he actually came in off the streets as a truck driver, and he was hired as a truck driver for UPS. Now, let's see here. Is it worth drivers experiencing lengthy layoffs until they make seniority?
Yeah, that kind of, I would say yes, because in the long run, it benefits you. You know, like for the long run, you know, let's just say 10, 15 years from now, I mean, it does real good. You know, you get, you know, grade A benefits for free. You know, you got the best benefits in the country. You know, that's the high side to it, you know, is the benefits. But to answer the question, yes, I mean, it is worth it.
And that's something that we don't even get. We don't even get free benefits. So you guys are winning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Right.
You
Well,
guys
we
are
definitely pay.
yes when it comes to that. So
yeah, we get free benefits. You can get.
Oh, did I lose them? Hang on, you guys. I lost them. I think I lost them, you guys.
Just call him back.
Hello?
Okay, I'm sorry. I lost you.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
Okay, so I have another question, all right? So, what are some additional benefits did you get?
Additional benefits to working at UPS?
Yes.
At the time, you know, when I first started, honestly, I would say the pay.
Okay. So, I know you said you drove for 16 years. So, of all of your jobs you had driving, did UPS pay the most?
Well, I was a union car hauler before I came over to UPS, so I would say that job paid me a little more. But again, you know, I quit that for the same reason. You know, union car haul company, you know, when layoffs come and when things get rocky, you know, you like the first one on the chopping block, so I gave that up. But as far as with UPS, I mean, you know, it's just a lot of uncertainty. You know, I didn't expect the same thing with UPS that I did experience when I was a car hauler.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if someone was interested in driving for UPS, what would be some advice you would give?
The best advice I would give them, starting off low on the board, low in seniority, is do whatever you can to save money. Or, if you can't do that, have a backup plan. What I mean by that is like when layoffs come and things like that, have a backup plan for like a second job that you can go and work during the layoffs. In the midst of the layoffs, you can go and work at, prime example, there's temp agencies for drivers that you can go work at for the time being. I have a friend of mine that owns trucks that I go and drive for, when I'm laid off, or, like I said, basically have a backup, have a plan B.
Wow.
And that's probably the best way that I could put it, without, being brash, is to have a backup plan. Have something in your back pocket that'll cover you, if you don't want to go and work the hub.
Now, how well is the communication with managers and drivers?
In the sense of what? Can you go into detail a little bit more for me so I can give you a good answer?
Okay. So, is it a toxic workplace environment? Do you experience favoritism?
Job, yes, you do. But me personally, I go in, I do my job, I go home. I don't, really do a lot of talking to people. Don't get me wrong, just some good drivers there. But at the same time, I don't get involved in the politics that come with it. I go in, I do my job, I go home. I don't try to go make friends. I don't do a whole lot of conversation. I just, like I said, I do my job, I go home.
Now, do you think driving for UPS is something someone would like to do longevity?
Oh yeah, I would say so. Yes.
And what makes it longevity? Because of the benefits and the 401k?
The benefits, and it's a lot of drivers at UPS. I think this driver was number one on the board. Let me see. The whole time I was there, it was 2 years, and he just left about 6 months ago, maybe a year ago. He started at UPS in 1974, and he had been there up until I'm going to say about a year ago.
Wow.
He, as a matter of fact, before he left, he had a stroke. Before he left, he was celebrating his 50th year anniversary there.
At UPS, he was there for 50 years. Right?
Yep. He was there for 50 years.
So once you guys make progression, do you guys still get some type of raises? So like with cost of living adjustment and things like that, does the
living adjustment as well as a pay raise, hourly pay raise if you have when you're hourly.
So where do you think drivers are when they retire? What are they leaving at? How much do you think they're making?
That's why I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure.
And then
because it depends on how long they've been there. It kind of varies.
Because again, you said progression was what?
4 years.
And that is $40 an hour, or
you make between $45 and $49 an hour.
So you make between $45 and $49 an hour.
Yeah, when you make progression.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, so that's why I say it's worth it to start.
So even though
it's like not a lot of jobs you can find to where you're making $45 to $49 an hour.
Yeah, that's
not a lot, especially a driving job. Job.
That's a lot to lose. So I know you mentioned the stress of being on the low seniority. Do you think honestly you will actually hang in there until you make your progression? Because you have
me personally, I think I will.
Because even with low seniority, you said $32, $33 an hour starting off, that's still good pay.
That's good money.
Just for starting off. So That's awesome that if you can hang on there until you make progression and you're at that
Mm,
40 and $50 an hour, I think it's worth it, honestly.
worth it.
So so I have another question for you. Now,
Yes.
were you able to maintain a personal life at UPS while working?
Yes, you are. It also depends on your shift.
He kind of hesitated, didn't he? He said, "Hold up, let me say the right thing."
Okay,
Okay.
so that makes sense. So you're able to still have a work life balance. You're not
Yeah.
automatically just consumed with UPS day in and day out.
No, no, you're not, man. You're not totally consumed this day in and day out. I mean, especially if you got a good shift. Like if you have a Monday through Friday shift, but some of the times you might get a shift where you go in at 4 p.m. You're not till 2, 3 in the morning. It kind of depends on the shift that you're working, the shift differential that you're working. But as far as maintaining the personal life, yeah, you can have a personal life there.
Now, is there a number of maximum hours you're allowed to work in a work week as a driver?
In a work week, I think you can't work no more than 60 hours in a week.
Now, I have another question because I used to work at UPS as a security officer. So I came across some individuals that told me that they actually spent time in prison. So is that true that UPS drivers will hire felons?
Oh yeah, yes, there's a couple of jobbers there that a big time in prison.
Really?
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, I mean it's a yeah. I don't know if he's a feeder jobber or not, or a package car jobber, but he told me he did time in a federal penitentiary.
Wow. So that's actually pretty good for him to make that kind of money and getting out of prison.
Yeah, he got a good head on it. I mean, he's not, you wouldn't be able to tell.
That's good that they give them second chances like that. That's really good.
Thank
Okay,
y'all for blocking him.
so I have another question.
Okay.
Now, what is and this is the last question. What is something UPS has taught you while working there?
Mm,
Question, man, you stumped me with this one.
good question.
That's a great question. It's so great. I need you to ask it again.
All right. What is something UPS has taught you while working there?
Um, Honestly, I don't. It's a couple. I mean, one thing I can say that they have taught me is really save my money. Save more of my money. Should I say?
That makes sense. Danny, I thank you a lot for taking the time out for the interview. But before I let you go, I'm going to go ahead and ask everyone that's in the chat now if they have any questions for you. So if you guys have any questions for Danny, go ahead and comment in the comment section below.
Right.
Do
We
you
got
think
one.
do you think your choice is better than a
Uh,
what's the rest, OG Drew? OG do? Okay. So do you think your okay, let's see here.
Golden State.
Did I just I can't see it. Oh, okay. It was deleted. Okay. OG got kicked out. Thank you, Gigi.
Yeah, he was
So if
being
you have
inappropriate.
questions for Danny, you guys let me know now. Okay, Danny. Well, I think no one has any more questions, thank you so much for taking the time out to actually do this interview with me. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure everyone else appreciates it too, because we're able to see exactly how UPS is ran versus USPS.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much. And you have a good night, Danny.
Hey, you do the same.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, you guys.
Yeah, he was. He was being really.
So you guys, thank you, moderators, for actually going ahead and actually monitoring the chat. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being on top of that. And also, you guys, if you have any questions for me or Miracle, be sure to comment in the comment section right now. Now, if y'all want to talk to me or Miracle, you guys can do that too. I'm going to open the air for 5 minutes and allow people to actually join talk with us. Because nobody wants to talk with us. So if you want to
Right. What's up with that? I thought we was fun.
now, if you want to chat with us, you can call the line, which is 913-271-6779. If not, then I'm going to go ahead and end this live because the interview is complete.
It's complete. I think you did good, sis.
Well, thank you, sis. Thank you for actually being here and doing the teamwork thing with me. And
That's
also,
right.
moderators, thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Jordan, for being on top of it, you guys. Golden State, thank you for as well for hanging out with me. CJ and everyone else that joined the live, thank you guys for hanging out with me. But
Mhm.
your girl has to go now. So I'll see you guys later, okay? Matter of fact, I'll be dropping another video later on, more than likely tomorrow. So you guys stay tuned for that as well. Next week, me and Miracle will be picking back up with moving the mail because that's what we've been doing lately is pushing and moving that mail. In the meantime, I love you guys as always, and y'all have a good night.
Have a
Deuces.
good night.